Alright, so I had to get some more memory cards because I can't wait for these downloads, man. So it's another lesson from Francisco. This is going to be covering health, and we're going to be trying to finish off Dr. Sebi in this series, and we're going to go into the next health practitioner. Alright, I want to let you guys know that I'm working with a few lawyers and the good brother Key from the I'm Not a Negro video. We're working together to try and get Rudolph Windsor to come down to Hawaii and to talk to all the Negroes down here, and the melanated brothers down here that don't understand who they are and where they come from. So we're going to try and get the good brother to come out to Hawaii and come in and speak, could do a couple lectures, or at least one. So it's good to get that out, let everybody know the good news. So today we're going to be covering, sorry, I live right next to the freeway. So today we're going to be covering Dr. Sebi. And so we're going to go back into the video. Dr. Sebi finally breaks down food to eat and food not to eat. So it's key because it's going to show you the natural and the unnatural, and how the unnatural is full of starch and has no electrical properties to it. So yeah, get back into it. There's so much information health-wise.
Can't you see I need a leader? I'm blind. I need you to lead me. But the leader, instead of being truthful and kind and understanding, he tells you eat meat, eat hot dogs, eat lamb. You don't love me. What's up wrong with you? Look at the imposition. Look at the abuse. I stood by for years and listened to that and watched that, even today. Nothing I can do. You think I feel good when I watch a brother eat a piece of lamb chop? You think I don't know the damage he's doing? Then when I thought that when I stopped eating the hog, that I stopped eating the trichina one, that was very bad for me. So I stopped eating the pork and I decided to eat the lamb. And in eating the lamb, I didn't know it was 1,000 times worse than pork. We had the Amtrak term, plus lanolin. You see, they get you going and they get you coming. So in this category over here, there are products. There are products that goes under this category. But to show you how imposing they are and inconsiderate they are, look what they're going to do. The products under the natural could be seen. The product under the unnatural you could also see. But the product under the supernatural.
See, that's why they give you a lot of these foods. They're trying to taint your soul, your spirit, and your mind and take you from the Creator. Because you eat all this unclean meats and unclean food, you're desecrating your body.
No, not Akira. Her name is Taina. See, you talk about truth.
You see, our bodies, food is not supposed to be like going to the movies. It's not supposed to be a fun thing. What food is nourishment for your body. So it's just fuel for your body. So you have to eat what your body needs that'll fuel your body, but we don't. We eat what tastes good, which is harmful to our body. That's like putting water in your gas tank.
Yes, Chicago, we're going to share that today. True. Taina is sitting in the back of an automobile while her father is driving me to do a lecture today. But the lecture was going to be at City College in New York. Taina heard her brother ask me, Dr. Sebi, what are you going to talk about today? I said, I don't know. Well, when do you know? When I get in front of the audience. He said, why don't you do me a favor? Why don't you talk about the soul, mind, and spirit? The little 12-year-old girl jumped up and said, you better not. You better not. You better not, because you know I hate you. I hate you, and I will always hate you. But she had good reasons. Because I removed cheese, butter, eggs, and meat from her diet that she liked so much. But the little girl had a vaginal discharge that wouldn't quit. But now she noticed that even though she hated me for removing her ice cream and her eggs and her milk, her vaginal discharge stopped. She said, even though I hate you, I like something about you. You tell the truth. And if you talk about the soul, mind, and spirit, you are a liar. A 12-year-old girl gonna talk to me like that? Yes, she did. You are a liar. I said, why, Taina? Because those things did not come out of reality. They came out of the imagination. They are unreal. From that day onwards, I stopped. I thought that I was rather tight, but I worked. Because this 12-year-old girl letting me know that I was saying things that I thought or believed that I know. No. As a healer, I cannot live in the zone of belief. I have to know, or I don't know. Because if I give you money, but instead of giving you money, I give you foxglove, because they look alike, I will kill you. Because I believe it was money, and it was foxglove. Because I work in the world and the environment of belief. You gotta know, or you don't know. So Taina stopped me from being a liar. And I have to use it. I'm spiritual. And I know I'm gonna eat me some glazed ham.
Right? Every fucking Thanksgiving.
But I'm spiritual.
Celebrating them, ruining our lives, eating glazed ham.
So different from those that are.
Going against the Creator.
I'm spiritual.
I just fucking cannot believe
it. Doesn't make me better than you.
All my life was manipulated, and I couldn't believe how stupid I've been, and I couldn't believe the direction my family put me in, because all my food habits come from family and your friends. So everybody is killing themselves and pushing you to kill yourself, and unbeknownst to themselves. And then when they get sick, they're like wondering why they're getting sick, and they go and they take these therapeutic packages that don't heal. It just tries to it's just medication, but it doesn't really cure it. So now we're stuck in this thing where our parents have put us in a state So when we go into the doctors and they say, okay, what diseases your parents got? And you're over there thinking, oh shit, they got heart disease, this. You're thinking, damn, man, it's in my genes. I can get that. My kids can get that. But that's some bullshit. It's not that it's in your genes. It's that your family eats the same fucking food you eat. Family drinks the same water you drink. The family lives in the same neighborhood you live in. Your family most likely does the same type of work you do. So you get the same diseases because you're surrounded by the same aspects, the same surroundings. Don't let them fool you. They fool you every second. Every second.
Dr. Sebi, see that all of this stuff over here had to be omitted. I decided on the journey of that black woman in the jungles of Africa. And I began compounding these plants, using only alkali plants. Why? Because I want to make sure. I want to make sure. I don't want to cheat you. I don't want to lie to you. I don't want to come to in front of your face, your brother, with something other than the truth. And the truth is what you know, not what you believe. In so doing, the boy got a job at a county in Los Angeles as an engineer, making all kinds of money, and he gonna quit his job. The uneducated boy that didn't go to school should have been happy to have an engineer job. No. That Mexican put me on a journey that I could not struggle. Because he said, stop eating. For 94 days I stopped eating. When I went back and saw that Mexican said to me, this is it for you. What do you mean? Anybody that fasted for 90 days, never go back to the old life again. You're going to be a slave to the past. I was 30 years of age.
Damn straight. Slave to the plants.
I became a slave. I got a job in the county, and turbines, condensers, deionizers, boilers, engines of all kinds. I had to read them. I don't like this anymore. I decided to write the books on biochemistry, on botany, on pathology. I began to study those books. 10 years I worked with the county. 10 years I studied that science. 3 of them, biochemistry, botany, and pathology. I studied those 3 sciences. And at the end of 10 years, the first man that was killed, his name was Mr. Frederick. He was blind for 11 years. He was seeing in 2 days. He brought his daughter with him that had epilepsy. She was given the first treatment. When that happened, boy, I'm happy. Oh, I'm happy people being killed. I quit my job. And all my friends cried. I did too. Because I loved them. There were white people there, white engineers, Japanese engineers, there was Filipinos, and there were blacks. But we all were in love. I missed them. I said, I gotta go. The boss said, are you out of your mind? I said, I believe. You've been 10 years on the job, you have 10 more years to go.
So it's like his last,
I said, I can't stay.
his last lecture.
I gotta go. Because I noticed the mistake that our healers were making. They were integrating herbs that belongs here and herbs that belongs over there. You don't mix them. You neutralize both. You do not mix acidity and alkalinity. written you a letter that if you fail in your journey of healing, you could come back within 5 years at your same seniority. That white man, Red Howell, a German. I said, thank you. He said, because I see that you have delivered yourself. I said, well, Red Howell, either win, lose, or draw. I don't care. I'm going. 7 years later, he looked at the television and he saw me being arrested, practicing medicine without a license, selling product approved by the FDA, and claiming to cure AIDS and other diseases, which is a fraudulent claim. Now, how did he know that I was making a fraudulent claim? I'm going to leave my little small country of Honduras to come to the United States to put lies in the newspaper, and my mama is a liar, and then my face is in front of the public, and then I represent Africa. I am an African. I am not an Afro-American. I'm not a hybrid. I am an African born in America. I am not an Afro-Honduran. I'm an African. Now with that Africanness, I began to do the research and found that we cannot eat the same food Caucasians eat or Indians eat. Indian could eat beef. They call it clarified butter. That is very dangerous for us. Arabs could eat lamb. That's fine. Let them do that and drink their coffee. We can't do that. It hurts us. We're not against anyone. All we're doing this evening is showing that the difference that we are has not been treated. And this is why we have a tendency to be angry and to overlook certain things. And then we use these measurements that confuses things. Like for instance, you know, Chicago, Elijah Muhammad, Malcolm. Which one is better? King, then we had Noble Ali. These are men that fit in the equation. They set the stage for today. So you cannot compare one against the other. Each one came with a message. I learned from all of them. And I will continue to learn. Yeah, Dr. Sebi, you cure AIDS, they hold it. That doesn't mean anything. That's not even scratching the surface. Mr. G, the cameraman, came with his sister with lupus, dying. She's cured. Does that make me know everything in healing? You know that's not true. So yeah, so on the journey into the healing path, on the healing path, we begin to see that it is not about using a yardstick, good and bad, up and down. You cannot compare a lion with a tiger. They are different animals. Totally different. Be compared with. So I want you, Chicago, to know this evening that I am not here talking about things that you don't already know.
Alright, so that man is very powerful. And this is why they killed him. You see, he won in the Supreme Court. he didn't just win by coming over there and fighting a good fight. They needed him to identify 7 to 9 people who have been cured by these 7 to 9 different diseases. They gave him a year to prepare for the court date. He ended up coming in there with 77 different people who have been cured by these different diseases. So people may think, why didn't they kill him then? But what if I was to kill you when you discovered something amazing? It's too obvious, so they had to wait. And now, because of his popularity and the change of the people, especially the so-called black people in health, like me, I've changed my whole life to health. I never would have done any of these things prior. No way in hell I'll be eating pork rinds still yet. Pork. So Dr. Sebi, the world-renowned holistic healer who was famously treated TLC left eye Lopez, died in his native Honduras. Sebi, 82, passed away on August 6, reported while in custody. According to Rolling Out, Sebi's family have been working to get him out of custody for the last few months. So he's been arrested for a few months. During the few months, they put him in put him in different settings that is bad for your health. So he got sick. They was giving him stuff probably. He got increasingly sick in jail and died while being transported to the hospital. So they kept the doctor from him until it was too late, and they just sent him probably after he died. They sent him to the hospital just as a formality, so they would have a backing. Various reports say Sebi was detained at Juan Manuel Galvez de Roatan Airport on May 28, 2016, for suspicious of money laundering. He and another man, Pablo Medina Gamboa, were allegedly carrying a combined total of $30,000 to $50,000 in cash. Okay, now when you talk about money laundering and buying drugs, $30,000 to $50,000 ain't shit. Ain't shit. Nobody's money laundering 30 to 50 grand. 3 days after reported airport arrest, posts from Sebi's Twitter account addressed a Google posting stating that his company was permanently closed. How's that? They attacked his company. Bullshit. They want to kill you guys, man. No official details have been released verifying Sebi's arrest date or length of detainment. Sebi, whose products were sold via his website, has an office in Los Angeles and had reportedly been stopped at the airport in Honduras before. He was carrying $30,000 in that incident, but provided authorities with paperwork providing the source of the cash. The post on the Dr. Sebi official Facebook account Saturday confirmed his death, promised to reveal more details in his final days. The great healer has passed to a better place. Read the post. However, his legacy and vision will live on through us all. Yes, it will. They will not shut us down. They will not silence us. Please stand beside us in these moments of great anguish. Do not accept the propaganda of the other people or news outlets. This is the only Dr. Sebi approved channel.